All right, let's try it. So, I am about to go in, and oh, well, also, hold on a second. I'm gonna put this up really quick. Okay, and now, sorry, forgot about that. But anyways, let's go ahead and let's get started here. All right, Game of Thrones. I've never done a video this way. Let's see how it pans out. But anyways, so and if this video gets taken down, I'll upload it to some third party site so you guys can see it. But anyways, am I recording right now? I am good. All right, so episode three. Episode three was a little difficult for me because like it was difficult for me to approach because it reached like it's having like a Last Jedi reaction at the current time, and which it's a this episode's having a very mixed reaction. I mean, for me personally, my quick summary is I think it's a near perfect episode. Um, I think the battle is tremendous. It's spectacular. It's awesome. It's like a whole hour and 22 minutes or whatever it is of like a Helm's Deep type of shit. On steroids. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. The practical effects. There's a lot of practical effects. The dragons look fantastic. There's certain points. We'll talk about it, but dragons look fantastic, and my God, the battle was awesome. There were some people who died where I was like, but my thing is, there's definitely some hangups, and we're gonna talk about it, but I don't know. I mean, because there's gonna be no audio. I'm just fucking. I'm just gonna play through. There's gonna be no audio, so I'm just gonna talk about this episode. I'm gonna go all over the place. First off, I love how the opening of the episode, it's like it's all done in one shot, and there's all this dread and anxiety in the air, and we see Sam tightening his hands, and he just got handed some dragon glass, and then we see Tyrion, and just the sense of dread for this episode just is so masterful. The suspense here is so masterful. And this episode was really, really dark. I mean, I don't want to get into it, but like, I think when when the world watched this episode live, I think somebody fucked up, HBO or something, something fucked up. But either way, when you watch the episode now, it looks fantastic. I mean, it's very dark, but it you can see everything. Everything's clearly defined, texture wise. I mean, yeah, when you watch it now, there's no issues. But it is very dark. But I think that was just an artistic choice. But anyways, yeah, them waiting for the enemy to approach was pretty just like god damn, had me freaking out. Jorah standing in front of the army with that dire wolf next to him, and when it was running next to him, I was like, good God, shit, boy, shit. Uh, Let me see what else. Yeah, I'm just gonna dissect this episode. Oh yeah, so Melisandre comes out of fuck nowhere, right? The little red sorceress lady. She just comes out of fuck nowhere, and it's just like, okay. If I did have a flaw with this episode, is that I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like certain shortcuts were taken, and it's like you could have spent more time with that. Like with this, like, I mean, I don't know. It's a little weird. It's a little weird that she just like came out of fuck nowhere and she like lights all their swords on fire. But I mean, whatever. I guess I'll take it. I don't know. I just wish there was a little more. I don't know. I wish it wasn't just like here's the battle, and then she just randomly walks by. It's just like what the fuck, you know? What I'm saying? It's so random the way that she's introduced. I wish it didn't feel that way. But I do like this moment where she lights all their swords. Visually, it's just spectacular. Especially when they get snuffed out, boy, by the dead. Oh yeah, this sweeping shot of the blades lighting up was so dope. Man, the spectacle. I feel like people are really undermining the awe and spectacle. Fucking Davos. Did he just wanna I feel like Davos. Oh shit! I feel like Davos didn't even want to kill her, or I did. Oh, I feel like Davos wanted to take her, Melisandre. I think he wanted to take her and like put her in a box in the middle of the desert that she couldn't escape from, and he just comes and peers in it from time to time. He looks like he just wants to fucking murder her with every ounce of his being, you know. Oh my god, that shot of just like you see like the outline and the distance of all the soldiers. You see their flaming swords, and then you see all the flaming swords just go out, and you know that like the dead just fucking sniped them. Jesus Christ. And then the dead comes in like a flood. Like the dead comes in like a literal tsunami of water, you know what I'm saying? And I literally almost thought like half of all the characters that we love this episode were gonna die like on some Thanos type of shit. Cause like, I was like, yo, I don't know how they're gonna prevail over the dead. I think the dead got them beat. I think the dead's fucking them up. But yeah, I do. I really liked. I really liked the lighting of this episode. Actually, in hindsight, it really places you in the moment. You get a little taste of how these characters feel, and it's like, god damn, that battle must have been fucking awful. Another thing that sort of bothers me is that like the way that John and Danny are riding the way that they're riding the dragons. It's like it's like fuck, no goggles, no, just no goggles. Okay, this issue has come up before, but anyway, similar properties. But I was just like, what the fuck, like shouldn't they be wearing goggles? How there were so many instances where these dragons are like clashing like great titans, and I was like, oh, and all that was great and all, but like at the same time, I was just like, how in the flying fuck was John not flung off and thrown into oblivion by these dragons colliding? You know what I'm saying? I thought that was a little bit ridiculous. Like, I'm sure that John's got incredible, and I'm sure Danny's got incredible upper body strength, but come on, fam. Like, they're literally holding on to something. They're holding on to, like, virtually nothing when these sons of bitches are going, like, Mach 5 and shit. So, what else is there to talk about? I hope YouTube lets me keep this video up, because going through the episode like this helps. Oh, yeah. When Theon and Bran, they're chopping it up, Theon sacrifices himself. Man, the Night King killed him like he was just a bitch ass dude. Oh yeah, another unpopular opinion, real quick, is that like this isn't necessarily a flaw. It's not a flaw. It's more of a nitpick. But one thing that I kind of take issue with is that like I don't know. You know how when we first saw Thanos in the MCU, like how he looks then, to how Thanos looks in Endgame, there's a huge difference, right? So we've gone through phases of different looks for Thanos. Well, I feel like, even if it's been subtle, I feel like the same thing could be said about the Night King throughout the Game of Thrones series. And it's like, for some reason in this episode, there were a lot of shots of the Night King where I was like, he looks a little, I don't know, not menacing enough. He seems almost memeable in a way. Like the only thing I should think of when I see the Night King, the only thing I should think of is like, oh, something creepy, intimidating. Oh no, what's he gonna do? Like I shouldn't be like, man, like why did they like the eyes? Why did they make the eyes look like that in this scene? And like why did they make this part of the face look like that? Like it looks a little silly, blah blah blah. So I don't know. I had some issues with the way that the Night King looked, but that's just me. What else? This battle was so fucking massive. Is this the biggest uh, swords, shields, dragons, Lord of the Rings style battle? Is this the biggest cinematic battle ever in that context? Oh, I thought someone was knocking at the door. Um, the fucking hound became a goddamn coward. You know what I'm saying? Fuck. He saw the eyes of the dead, and the hound was just like. Anyway, fuck. Well, I forgot what the fuck I was about to look up, but Danny, fucking watch out for that dragon, baby. Oh yeah, and then the Night King's dragon, like its throat got like bit out, so like every time Night King's dragon tried to like blow out fire, its fucking throat was like glitching and shit, and like that shit was dope. Shots like this in the sky with the two dragons look fucking so gorgeous. Like the special effects are insane for a series. I mean, for a series, it's just crazy. I love this whole moment with Arya inside of a library with these zombie bastards. It almost kind of felt like something out of like 28 Days Later. You know, I thought that whole sequence was really really cool. There was a great moment between Sansa and Tyrion where they were sort of like pretty much like embracing each other to a large extent, sitting next to each other like, fuck, this could be it, we could die, fuck, oh shit, and there was a moment where Tyrion turned the corner and I was like, oh, I was like, is Tyrion gonna die? And Melisandre meets up with Arya. And she was like, hey girl, you got this. And Arya's like, you know what? I think I do. And then she fucking murders the Night King. Fucking John. Oh yeah, that one shot, the scene where Dany, where she's like, she's like, the dead are already here, and because John's like, the Night King's coming. I don't know what the fuck he's saying. Like that scene. Okay, during that scene, because they were watching that army ride out, and it was a gorgeous like wide shot, because they had the flaming swords. Just that cinematography moment was just beautiful. Watching them getting snuffed out, and you're like, oh. See, I like how they made the trench. Right, they made the trench around the castle. But it's like, what the fuck? You guys should have had like fucking 12 trenches in this bitch, okay? There should have been ring upon ring upon ring of circles of fires around the goddamn castle. Not one ring of fire. You dirty bastards. In that scene of Jon Snow running towards the Night King, and the Night King is making the dead rise, it was so sick. It was so eerie. I was like, Jon, run! Oh my god. Wild. Oh my god, when that one zombie had when that one dragon had those zombies swarm on it, and you hear just like crying and pleading out, and terror. Ugh. Why y'all gotta treat the dragons so poorly? Jeez. Like, just leave the dragons be. Um, and yeah, about like an hour and 8 minutes in to when John is running away from the blue flame dragon. And he's hiding behind hunks of rock and shit, avoiding its blasts of fire. Those shots are just they just feel classic and iconic already. I mean, this is such an achievement in television history, cinematic history, streaming services history, all that shit. Like, this is just historic. But yeah, another nitpick flaw that I had. Well, this is a flaw for sure. Like there were like shortcuts that I didn't like in this episode. For example, just like cutting through really quickly, just getting to the point, to the basics. And it's like, I don't think that worked. I don't think that worked in this episode very well. Like, okay, in this scene here with Jorah defending Danny, Jorah defending Danny, it's just like, what the fuck? It's like, okay, I'm sorry, but I honestly thought at a point, like, 100% Danny's gonna die. That's way too many people. It's only Jorah. Damn well she can't fight. She's about to die. And when she didn't die, like, I was just like, wait, what? I mean, she didn't even get substantially injured. I was just like, I don't know. I was not digging that plot armor moment, and there were a few cases of plot armor moments like that. This plot armor moment made me like, I don't like that. There were a few moments like that in the episode, in my opinion, anyway. Especially with Jon Snow. Like, Jon Snow should have. I felt like Jon Snow should have died multiple times. I definitely. It's weird. Well, here's the thing, though. Like, people are like, what? You wanted all these people to die, you sick bastard? And it's like, what the fuck? Like, the build up to this episode, 100% implied that, like, yeah, things were gonna be the nastiest it's ever been. And it's like, yeah, no. It's like when winter came, like Lady Mormont, the little girl queen, like when she dies, when she gets crushed, when you watch Melisandre walk into the distance and fade away, like, those moments are like you're like. And you're just like mind blown, and it's emotional, and it's crazy, but like, it's like, what the fuck? First off, like, from what was implied from before, we should have got a way darker, way more grim, way more chaotic episode. Shit, I feel like this episode should have been told over 3 episodes, and maybe half of the cast should have died or some shit. I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like it sounds crazy because this episode was impressive, true, but like everything outside of the battle, I feel like everything outside the battle could have used a bit more work for sure. What else we got? Like, when it comes to character execution, arcs, developments, what's happening in the narrative, the plot. Yeah, I think it could have been a touch better. Fucking Bran. Oh yeah, Jorah just gets murdered, so, see ya, Jorah. He's about to be bad, man. It's gonna be dope. Okay, and then fucking Arya. Oh yeah, there's this weird moment where, like, the Night King is just like standing before Bran, staring at him, and I'm just like, and then Arya literally comes out of nowhere, stabs the Night King, and the Night King dies, and the whole army of the dead are gone. So, like, the army of the dead are gone, Night King are gone, thanks to Arya Stark. Now, some people are stating that maybe because of her training, her special training in the past, that maybe Arya found a way to look like, maybe she found a way to impersonate the enemy in like a Mystique X-Men sort of way. Maybe she found a way to fucking go invisible somehow, or appear to be invisible or some shit. Um, Maybe that's how she got the job done. So I'm gonna wait to see how the show. I'm gonna wait to see how the show clarifies that moment before I give a definitive opinion about this moment of her stabbing a Night King and killing him. But um, that aside, that I don't know. I do wish they would have went in a different route. But I mean, I would have preferred that they went another route. It feels weird that we built up all this time to the Night King for him to just, like, when the dead arrive, when the Night King arrives, when he arrives with the fucking dragon that destroyed the ice wall. Um, it feels weird that, this the saying that's like, winter is coming. That's been like a staple in the show, and when winter finally comes, that and the Night King, like the most savage aspects of that, are done after what, an hour and 20 minutes. What? I don't know. I'm not digging it. I'll be honest with you. Not very satisfied. Not entirely. Not satisfied to the extent that I should be. I can tell you that much. I mean, it's, look. I was blown the. Oh yeah, I love that moment where Danny is crying over Jorah and the dragon kneels down, like emotionally in sync with Danny. I thought that was really cool. But anyway, I think the ending of the episode is brilliant, with her walking off and she ages and she like fades out. Like, I think that's a perfect ending. But I don't know. It's just like, what? Like, Arya killed the Night King of all people. I mean, it's awesome, but like, I don't know. For all the build up, I feel like our answer to what happens when winter comes is so I just thought that was a bit lackluster. Right now, personally, I'm feeling a 9. Uh, yeah, I'm feeling a 9 out of 10, 9 out of 10 for this episode. I think it's a great episode, but I feel like it could have been better. I feel like it could have been a lot better. I feel like it could have been executed better overall. But yeah, that's some of my thoughts. Would you guys think about how long we've been going? 23 minutes. I was gonna go full hour, but I do have to leave soon to go to work. I think I'm gonna cut there. Hold on a second. Let me. You. All right. So, anyways, that's my thoughts on episode 3. Man, these episodes are long. But would you? How do I? Oh, is that how? No. Sorry, guys. I've never made a video like this before, so this is like my first time fucking with it. Okay, so what you should see next is No. How the hell do I? Okay. Anyways, we're about to fade out. All right. Boom.